we need to start. All right. Good morning, everyone. This is the second part of the live coding session with GenAI agent mode. So if you visited the first part, then you do remember that we tried to build an application from scratch, and we had a kind of partial success, but it showed some GenAI capabilities and how good or not very good this tool. And there were a lot of questions about working with existing solutions. So we built something from scratch. We didn't have like a lot of restrictions. We were able to do whatever we want to do. But what about the situation like most of us probably have? So you might have an existing solution, and you might have tasks to do with this solution. So how good is these tools, GenAI tools, in that case? Let's try to find out. So obviously we need an existing solution for doing this showcase, and we need an exercise that we are going to accomplish. So regarding the solution, the easiest and the most obvious way to choose this eShop application. This is a reference application from Microsoft. They are showing this application and enhancing it probably on every conference, every .NET conference. And it's not bad. It's quite okay for and I think it's totally a good fit for our solution for our case, for our today's event, because it's a microservice-oriented architecture built on top of .NET. There are some opinionated decisions, like in most of our production solutions. There is some good and bad code because, well, I had a chance to do some diving into it and explored it. It has some like popular technologies and not very popular. For example, the UI is built on top of Blazor. Yeah, so I mean, that's quite good solution, and it's hard to tell that's a bad fit for us. So folks, what do you think, Artur? So what did you have a chance to explore this eShop on container?
The solution, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I was able, and as you said, I believe it's pretty similar that we have on enterprise in enterprise solution, because as you said, we have a good and bad choices in architecture, and some, I would say, partial implementation, some of the cases like CQRS, etc.
Yeah.
So in this case, I believe it's best fit for us to understand how GenAI, how assistant will be able to understand the solution and will be able to adjust the solution for our purpose.
Yeah, what I really like in this application, in this solution, it has Aspire project, and you can really do one-click run of all the microservices and their databases. So that's very helpful for us. What we also have here in this solution, and that's what I'm going to get rid of, is hybrid client solutions adapted for mobile. So because I don't have any SDK installed for mobile, those projects will not be built. It's not possible to build them on my machine. So I'm going just to remove them. And yeah, so first of all, let's start to see a little bit how the solution look like. And while it is running, let's start crafting the idea. What are we going to implement? So we had a brief discussion before the session, and again, probably that was kind of something that Microsoft showed, but we all came to agreement that so this is eShop solution. It has a catalog, it has a client-side application where you can explore the products, add them to the basket, and then place an order. So we can enhance this solution with which functionality? Guys, what we were talking about?
So we were talking about a completely new service, right?
Yeah.
And additional functionality on the UI, right?
Yeah. So basically, we decided that we could add a service, microservice, its own domain, and then connected with the UI that will provide a coupons functionality. So discounts, coupons functionality. So instead of buying the things for their full price, if you found it, let's say, kind of promo action coupons, you can put a discount code and get some discount. So the solution is running right now because it needs to run a lot of containers. It takes some time. We need to wait for a while. Yeah. So for example, for some reason, Microsoft Edge not very responsive. Yeah. So this is a Aspire dashboard, and we can see that the containers are running. Some have been run. Some are waiting for another containers. So that's all could be configured in Aspire on Aspire side. Yeah, so it's all here. Okay, so seems like we got the task. Yeah, we would like to implement the coupons functionality, but let's do some decomposition. And instead of doing this on our own, we can do the following. Yeah, we can ask Copilot to generate a sequence of tasks for us, and then we can go one by one with the Copilot and resolve the tasks together. So unfortunately, I'm going to use a Visual Studio. In Visual Studio, we do not have a voice input. I have to type it, so apologize if I will not type very fast.
Is it the latest version of chat? I mean,
yes.
4.1. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to. Let's.
Yeah, when Alexei is typing, just want to highlight that we would like to simulate when you, for instance, join to a new project and and a new task was assigned to you with, for instance, implement a coupon API service. So instead of go through this whole solution to understand what's going on inside of the solution, we just would like to delegate this work to assistant and provide some sequence of steps to implement it.
Even was thinking, sorry for interruption. Even was thinking that probably any Copilot, doesn't matter, will be useful as an onboarding assistant. Like you're newcomers into some project, right? And you'll be just asking the assistant to onboard you, provide necessary information, because it is probably possible to reach out, enhance the context of this chat with all necessary information for a project, right?
Well, technically, you can provide instructions where you can describe your repository, service structure, purpose, etc. But recently, I tried Copilot functionality. Like I asked it to generate instructions for itself based on the repository code base, and from my perspective, it failed this task. It tried to scan very, very few files, probably because of context size limitations. So I don't know. And it provided very like super high level description without any important details from my perspective.
So
but maybe it's just my experience.
Can you explain again? So you just opened Visual Studio, right? And asked chat to generate a couple of tasks, right?
Yeah, I switched it to agent mode and asked to generate instructions for itself. It generated file itself, but during this process, I checked what files it scanned. It started with README file and some root files in projects, but like it's very high level scanning without deep checks of what's going on, who calls what, etc. So it's just, I'm not sure how it might be useful for itself.
So maybe again lack of context or maybe the request again needs to be more and more detailed, whatever it means. I mean, from time to time, it is easy to implement and ask.
Yeah, for onboarding, probably such conversation should be kind of step by step, like start from high levels and to detail some particular service, then to find relations to this service, explain them, etc., etc. But it's
For me, it
definitely
looks
not one-shot response.
For me, it looked like do you remember some interesting games in the past? Maybe they're still present, like a Quest as a text chat
Yeah.
or something like this. So you're starting the quest, and I'm opening the door, and so on.
Yeah,
The same
yeah.
situation with onboarding.
And in 3 steps, you are dead in
Yeah.
a new repository.
You have a few more
Okay.
attempts.
So this is the UI for the application. It is powered by some backend, and you just saw how it looked like. And I also got some task sequence generated by Copilot. Let's see what we got. So backend coupon API, minimal API.NET, create minimal API, MongoDB support, define coupon models, implement the endpoints, add decrement count. Okay, so then backend integration with checkout, the checkout logic to accept coupons. So it seems like it missed the Aspire. The fact that it needs to be added to the Aspire, but okay, we keep in mind that. Then well, the sequence doesn't look very efficient here. And Blazor UI coupon entry and display, update cart to checkout page. Okay, admin. We do not have admin application here, testing and validation. So write unit and integration. Okay, so it's more or less okay. I think we can just start working with the application, with the solution. I'm going to stop the solution. And let's start from the first exercise. And let's ask the agent to create
Before you start, there is a question from the chat. Could you use different model, not 4.1, but some premium like Sonnet?
yes,
or
but
is it paid for you?
well, I have some capacity for those models, but I think it will be enough maybe on the half of the session, then we will have to switch to 4.1. Folks, those premium models, they are very expensive. They are very expensive, you know. So let's stick to like an average tool that might be available, yeah, because paying for the premium models like probably would be a little bit complicated scenario and not applicable for everyone.
Okay.
Okay. I asked to create an API based on minimal API template. So let's see. Okay, so what it is going to do, it is going to create coupons API, and also it will add a MongoDB driver NuGet package. Okay, that's handful.
It's interesting. Yes, the first command was failed, and I like the Copilot changed the command to satisfy.
Okay, so it started adding also some models.
By the way, could you check why it failed? What is the error message?
Yeah, we can see.
Output?
Well, I think this is because it provided incorrect arguments, command line arguments.
Oh, it's read-only. Okay.
Also, I suspect I'll have to reopen the solution because it is used a kind of new approach, and
One thing that is kind of annoying when you are generating something that is Visual Studio is a little bit freezing this time and not so responsive.
Yeah, Visual Studio Code definitely worked faster, and even just the rendering of this chat capabilities, I think in Visual Studio Code it was much smoother. Here it's a lot of lagging, freezing. Yeah. So it tried to do something, it tried to build and failed. So I guess the problem is that the project was generated, but it wasn't added to the solution. Let's see, add the existing project. Can we add it manually? So the Copilot seems like doesn't work well with the solutions with the project structure. It just works nicely with the files, but not with the solutions. Okay, where is it? Community events, C#. So did it place it in? Yes, it's a catalog API. But do we have coupons? Yeah, we do have coupons API. Let's add it. Okay, so it didn't place it in a source folder. Let's move it. Okay, so we have coupons API. Let's explore what do we have here. So yeah, we need to accept all this. Keep. It also created a coupons DB context, and it also did some mappings. We have here map get, map post. We also have a validate endpoint, and we do have the get all. Okay, so let's also explore the app settings. Do we have a connection? We do not have any connection to the Mongo database. Let's see. Okay. Right. So the connection is hard coded. Well, it fetches it from the settings. Yeah. So it's more or less okay, right? So let's compare this coupons API with another API to make sure that we can add this to the Aspire dashboard. So our goal now is to add this API to Aspire because we want to run this service in the same way as we run the other services. So let's see what do we have. We have here this versioning thing. Probably we do not need to version for now. We have this map default endpoints. Yeah, we also have Open API and yeah. So let's do the same. Okay, so it also has map default Open API to the services. Let's enhance this manually, right? Because well, or we can ask. What do you think? We need to ask or just add the necessary default configurations manually? Let's try to.
Let's ask.
Okay.
By the way, while you're tapping, I shared the screen in the chat from a kind of teasering by Visual Studio product manager that they very soon they will be announcing new Visual Studio, and they promise to provide better integration with Visual Studio functionality for Copilot chat. So hopefully it will be able to add a new project to your solution without reloading. But let's see. Fingers crossed.
They actually need to decide which way they should go. Continue improving this Visual Studio or create new one or extend VS Code to support it better. Because for now it doesn't clear. It is not clear at all what they're going to do. Do you remember the kind of maybe 20-minute section from the team leader of Visual Studio team? He was explaining what will be the next step of development this ID. And he mentioned that they're going to switch to new release cadence. They'll be releasing kind of new functionality quicker. They'll have more release in a month. Few, I would say 2 or 3, I don't remember exactly. But as understood, they are not going to do any significant changes inside of it. So I would say why I'm saying this is because I was expecting that next iteration of Visual Studio will be kind of fresh air or significant step with enhancement, but looks like no, the main intention to extend and make it better the experience with the integration between the Visual Studio and the ChatGPT or sorry, Copilot. It will be the main goal for them, even in the next version of Visual Studio.
So it does a couple of iterations already. The problem is that we do not have the reference to this shared project. For some reasons, it's also added Swagger, which I don't need. Okay, so for some reason said it's Swagger. So I don't like this. This is not very good attempt, right? So the previous one was better. So I'm going to can I undo this? Just undo the file.
Looks like it didn't understand here your requirements, so we just
Okay.
need to add service defaults, but it added a lot of stuff related to Swagger for for reason.
Let's say with catalog. Okay, let's try it like that.
By the way, while it's running, is it possible to reference project via special symbol? Yeah, because in the chat you can reference particular files, classes,
Yes, you can. Yeah. But the problem is that it will be there are a lot of program CS files. You can reference particular file, particular method, particular even solution. You can use solution keyword. Okay.
Interesting. Will it provide worse output when you reference file directly because project file, because it might treat it as a file to check itself, not code base inside this project.
Yeah. So I think
maybe
I need to
Microsoft explained.
Okay,
Copilot
so there is a
they need to
reference to eShop service defaults. So then why it doesn't work? Let's see. Let's first of all keep everything. It's not kept. More attempt. Okay. So this is not working for some reason. It's service defaults. Okay, so we need to import namespace. Application services. It was probably something related to. So do we need versioning? We probably do not. What? Okay, let's maybe go here. Okay, so now it seems like, yeah, obviously it's still far from the nice structure that other services have, but we can proceed polishing, but I think that's not the purpose of the session. Let's better try to implement more functionality. So we have more or less here working solution for coupons, and seems like the logic is in place, very basic one, but that would be enough. So now let's try to add the coupons API to the Aspire project, so we will be able to run this all together and create all the references between the services. So then we will be able to proceed with enhancing the UI and other services. Okay. We can try to reference, by the way. Okay. eShop app hosted. Okay. I asked to add the coupons API to eShop solution to be able to run it in the same way. So what I can see already is that it adds a MongoDB. And it also tries to add the project as the reference as external HTTP input. So that's very different, right? Comparing to how the other services are configured. So it seems like it doesn't understand the specifics of the project. So for example, if you take a look how the basket or catalog API was added, this is far from perfect. Also, I guess, yeah, so the MongoDB NuGet package wasn't added. Let's hint that we need to add MongoDB support.
Before we proceed, in the chat there is a comment saying that Sonnet models can understand brownfield projects better. Maybe we can compare it for one particular request and then go.
Okay.
It will provide better output and better understanding.
And looks like some people have GPT-5 in this drop-down list.
I don't have, but we heard a lot of rumors about GPT-5. Sorry, 5. That it's not really 5.
Even our CEO included this information in his last email.
Okay. I switched to Claude Sonnet. Let's see if it helps and fixes all our problems. Especially, I'm interested here in how the configuration for coupons API will be changed, because what I see here is, I'm not an expert in Aspire, but yes, we need to have a reference to coupons Mongo, but we also need to replace the connection string that is used in the project. So once we run the solution using the Aspire, the proper MongoDB connection string will be injected into the API. Well, it started changing directory packages prop. Okay. It does some suspicious things. It changes a lot. Oh, here's a little bit. So for some reasons it added settings. Strange.
By the way, in case if it goes crazy and changes a lot of stuff which you don't want, really, is it possible to cancel
Undo.
all at once?
Yeah, there is an undo button. I think it's too much. It's too many changes.
It's very impressive, a lot of changes, but nothing works. Yeah.
Well, I think switching to the Sonnet model was a bad idea. Produced too many changes. Okay.
It made decisions that it was written in poor way. Like you just need to rewrite it.
It's Well, I guess it's a big fail. Whoa. And you can't stop it, right? It proceeds doing something. Probably we will have to revert.
Oh, but you know, it used so up-to-date feature related to, for instance, Aspire, like persistent lifetime. So we won't it won't create a new container every time related to MongoDB.
Yeah.
I believe Sonnet can understand new features related to Aspire, but unfortunately, Sonnet made decision that we need to make refactoring.
It removed all the services, all the
But
API.
it instruct, yeah, to map coupons API extension. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
But where then the implementation is?
I believe we have extension file. It was
Not yet. It's not in the changes yet. Ah, okay. Yes, we do have extension. Yeah, it moved it. Whoa. Whoa. Coupons Mongo. Okay, so let's wait. Maybe it will produce what we want. But I'm a bit scared with the amount of changes in Aspire file. Maybe it's just incorrect visualization because. Okay, it still works.
Yeah, related to stuff that you mentioned, like it should rewrite the connection string here in Aspire project, but it shouldn't if you correct setup settings in your coupon API. Yeah, because Aspire project adds your connection string in the connection string section, and by the name you will be able to connect to any resources because it has Service Explorer.
I suspect this program CS it's incorrect visualization because I see here a mix of the coupons API program CS file and the Aspire program CS file. Let's try to open it one more time. It's the same, still the same.
Looking at intermediate results, it feels like they tried to turn weak point of all these models into some kind of strong point when instead of changing code badly, it just rewrites it and writes new code, but it looks like refactoring because models are good at writing new code, not just changing existing one or deleting it.
That's like scary changes.
Or at least they try to hide the weak point by doing so.
And I still don't see here the reference to Aspire MongoDB support. Oof. Yeah, well, I'm not surprised why this model is so expensive because it seems like it tries to consume everything and rewrite everything.
And it works much longer, few times longer.
Yeah. Okay. We still have to wait.
It's interesting, yeah. As you can see, the last statement, it's tried to update again extension file that was created to not use Aspire MongoDB client. Like, firstly, it creates, yeah.
Why
extension.
it tries? Okay, so I think it moved all the it. Let me remove Aspire MongoDB coupons API. Okay. Oof.
By the way, did previous attempt recognize directory packages props approach? No.
Okay, so we have Aspire here.
But it didn't use magic
so it
variable for version.
Now I think it stopped its work. Okay. So where is the Aspire? Whoa, that's dramatic amount of changes. Should we just blindly accept and see if it still works or not? Well, we will be able to recover.
If you will it create a commit or what will it do?
There will be a recovery point. I think I still will be able to recover. Okay. I think that this is broken now. Coupons Mongo with reference coupons Mongo. Why I can't reference to coupons? So this is still not very well.
It's not present here, no?
Okay, for some reasons it tries to do some mounting things. Also, it puts some environment variables. I'm going to get rid of this. It doesn't seem like we need it. What I see here is that like once they added the container, they create a database. So probably we can do the same. War. Okay. And what?
Because it's container doesn't know about databases. Looks like it should be like builder dot at MongoDB, and after you will be able to add some databases. As you can see, we have at Postgres. It's
yes,
yes, but for
Postgres?
MongoDB we add container, and container entity doesn't contain any additional methods like a database.
Yeah. So it's incorrect. So okay. So it seems like Sonnet Cloud just failed. So we need to add them. Like just to speed up, I'm going to add Aspire MongoDB package manually. Yeah, you're right.
It looks like you don't need any assistant because you can do it manually, and it will be faster.
Actually, I was thinking to ask Alexei in the end of this section, does he feel more productive right now?
Sure.
Yeah, it is not finished yet. Maybe next request to Copilot will resolve all problems.
Doesn't. Okay. So what about now? It cannot recover the packages for some reason. Why it cannot? Because I think it broke the things in my project. So I see coupons API is also broken. How to fix?
Revert previous changes.
Solution. Okay, so coupons API is fixed. What's wrong with my reference to Aspire hosting MongoDB?
Maybe problem with the version. No? All versions.
This seems to be correct. But let's see error list.
Most probably it is package downgrade or something like this.
Okay. Yes, the downgrade package. Okay. Where is this directory packages prop?
Use 940.
Well, why it added that was Sonnet Cloud who added a MongoDB driver. It was a very old version. Let's get rid of it. About now. Can we try to restore packages? Do we have the package restoration? Okay, let's try to rebuild. I don't like what Sonnet Cloud did. It broke basically. Okay. So then we still have here the reference to the MongoDB driver, and the application is not buildable. Okay. Okay, so probably I will go and revert the scrap things that were done by the Sonnet Cloud. Do you think? Well, I mean, that's a good example that you can't rely on the Copilot without like having a full understanding of what's going on. Now I just reverted. Let's see. Now what do we have now? Do we have at least a solution that I can build?
It shows that we ask to fix like 2 lines of the code here, but it regenerates the whole solution with some stuff that unapplicable. Yeah.
And it didn't ask like whether I need to do this and this. It just started doing some abnormal amount of changes, which is like a big mistake.
Yeah, it's why it would be better when you type a prompt here for Copilot. Just say that okay, stop after each step, and because I'm going to review it, and after that you will be able, I believe, control the way of creating.
Yeah, I think
confident AI.
I'm going to just reopen the whole solution because I'm clueless how to fix the build errors now. So what do we have here? Okay. So it's a previous version, and now we have just a single issue with the MongoDB driver. Do we have this directory packages prop? Okay, do we have another MongoDB? Okay, so MongoDB driver is here. Do I need to point somehow my coupon say why it doesn't see the MongoDB? Okay. Also, it has some references that it doesn't really need for some reasons to aspire. Also, don't need this. Let's try it now. Okay. Okay, at least coupons API now is fixed. And let's get back to this situation. What do we have here? Yield. I feel like if I add everything manually, I would do it faster.
Most probably.
The clear thing is that those tools, they don't understand that this is the project file. I need to be careful with making some changes. I shouldn't be blindly generating random things and adding to it. So it's broken now. The Aspire solution is broken, and I don't understand how to fix it quickly.
Alexei, in the chat we have a question. How did you revert the previous changes? Because I believe it's pain for everybody.
Yeah, so each time when you accept particular changes from the Copilot, it creates a checkpoint, and you can press on this restore, and it restores to the previous version. Okay.
I think they should return all wasted credits that you used for
I agree. So
previous request.
something is wrong here with the project. So if I try to remove, will it help? Let's try. Something broke in the Aspire, broke the Aspire project, and the packages are not recoverable anymore. Okay, so seems like slightly better now.
Probably using some missing.
Or maybe some type or missing comma or something.
Again, so I see here that the packages can't be
Version
restored
mismatch.
anymore. Yeah. That's very annoying. So what I'm going to do, I'm going just to go to this where is it? Where is the project? Aspire project. Share. The project. Yeah, shop uploads. Host shop up host. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy paste everything that we have here. And about now, okay, so seem it helped. So the issue appears when there is an attempt to add the reference to the Ponce API project, basically. Again, another thing is like another problem here is that doesn't understand well specific projects, like specific technologies, right? Like Aspire. Okay, I'm going to add this just manually. Okay, it is added, right? So now let's try to. This is MongoDB driver. Aspire. Is it a correct package at all? Let's see. No, it wasn't the correct project. I added the driver, not sure. And also it fixed. And I can use probably the same variable. I had to fix everything manually. That's not good. So how about now? Okay, and what we can see here, if we try to rebuild, will it help? Still building.
Fingers crossed.
Well, at least this section more or less. Okay. Now still can't see. So it cannot find the MongoDB package. What's wrong? I don't understand.
It doesn't have a reference, look.
But it has. I added it. Should I try to close the solution and open it one more time? Maybe. That's another problem with Visual Studio. So it's sometimes the only way
Reload.
is just to exit. Okay, so it start asking me to. The project file was unloaded. That's
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it shouldn't broke the build.
but I want this project to be loaded. This is a Spire solution.
Yeah, makes sense. I thought it is a project for mobile app. Unloaded.
Okay, this is very slow and zero results. Horrible. Okay, let me close the whole Visual Studio and open it one more time because I don't understand what's going on.
I was about to propose this. If something is off Visual Studio, just try to restart it.
Okay. No, the project is completely broken now.
It looks like it has a mistake inside the TS-proj file.
Maybe.
At least it can be the reason.
What is the error?
No errors. It's
No
no
errors,
errors.
and it's not buildable. Token text.
Can you load on?
Okay, let's try to do load.
Style missing features.
Could you check Git changes? Like what was changed exactly in this
Yeah,
file?
let's try to do that. Okay, this is okay. Let's see. The good idea just to revert. Okay, yeah. Let's try to undo. How about now? Will you be able to reload? Okay. Yeah, so seems like all these manipulations of the CS file lead me to the fact that the file was broken. The project file, which is obviously a bad situation. So it still can't see MongoDB package. How to fix that? How to fix this?
Did you add MongoDB hosting?
Yes. And also it's in a project. It's here as well. But yeah, hosting MongoDB. What was? Okay. This is strange. Why it was added? It's not like that. So it seems like the packages are here, including MongoDB.
There's MongoDB here.
Okay, so let's try. Okay. It seems okay.
Magic.
Okay, we added MongoDB and let's name it forms. And now we probably can add our. Okay, so it started working, but only after my manual intervention. So where is it? Okay, add reference. Reference like this. And also we need to wait for response Mongo. This is probably something that we don't need. And if we take a look with reference, we will see that it has a special injection of the connection string. Okay, I now also need to add a reference to the project. And project reference API. Okay, and no issues here. And I need to make sure that the connection string is fetched in the correct way. Connection string, then it will be connection string. Then what is the convention? The reference resource name. So coupons DB probably need to be somehow like that. And also we need to have a database name. Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't it be connection strings?
Connection strings, right. And regarding this name, should it be? Let's see one more time. Connection strings, source resource name. So here we have. Well, probably it could be coupons DB. Yeah, probably. Let's avoid mistakes 400%. Okay, so we added the API, and let's also make sure that we have at least here configured Open API specification. Yes, we do have. So probably if I try to run the Aspire project, I might have some success. Let's see. Finally. But it's just an API.
Yes, it's just configuration of API.
Okay.
45 minutes.
Yeah, we still have maybe 15 minutes. We will try to add a little bit more functionality, I hope. Okay. Cannot add resource type of ones because there. Okay. So unique names, right? So this is coupons. And one more attempt. So the Aspire dashboard is loading. It proposes me to upgrade. So what we can see here, coupons DB container, and we also see here the database that will be created on top. Do we have here our new service? Yes, we do. We do have. It is starting. So coupons container is up and running. And now let's see if coupons API is, yeah. So coupons API is here, and probably we can go to our application. What is this? Okay. What is the default address to this? Not a Swagger, but they have not a Swagger here, but something different. So how it works? Okay, Scalar VLAN. It doesn't work for our project for some reason. So it can't find the API. So probably if we go to Commons API, we can find the mistake quickly. So what we have add defaults API. So let's not add any versioning.
Do we need to use some map scalar or something?
Yeah, let's compare with, or maybe let's get it back. Y control, that doesn't work. Okay, anyway. Problem details, versioning. Then what do we have here? Map defaulted endpoints, map default open API. Do we have it? Map default open API. We have a reference to Scala. No, we do not have anything. But probably we do have some settings. Okay, yeah, we do have some settings in settings file, and this is probably what is missed. Yeah, this is missed. We need to add the section like this. Okay. If we don't specify version, will it work? Okay. Let's try to make a hot reload and see if it works. And this is for our. No, it doesn't work. But let's try to make sure that it's not because we did something wrong. I am shocked that just only an hour we are trying to spend to do just like very basic things, just adding the project to Aspire configuration. This is ridiculous. Okay, so I see here, maybe this is what we need to do. Okay, if it doesn't work the second time, I will try to adjust the versions. Okay, coupons API. So this is like, again, this is, oh, it works. It doesn't show any APIs because of, I don't have any V1 endpoints. Probably I need to specify that. This is a good project because it has a lot of like very specific things that you might face during your work on the project, on the new project. Okay, so I need to configure it. Just copy paste, make it things working. Okay, let's try to do a hot reload. Reload doesn't work for this situation, seems like. Okay, copy. Then I probably also don't need this coupons prefix. And about now.
It looks like you should know the technologies that you're going to use here for when you're going to use. We're going
Absolutely.
to work with agent mode, for instance, and of course we can. I believe in the chat, some guys mentioned that we can add files with describing what technologies are you using for your repository, etc. But what about the projects where we don't have it? In this case, I believe we won't be able to predict some changes in the code that were made by agent, etc. Yes, we can improve, but I believe not all projects have these capabilities to add a detailed specification with technologies, with solution, which services is responsible for, and etc.
Yeah, and I think in reality there are on different projects there are different specific implementations, and like it might not be a part of well-known solutions. It could be something very specific. Okay, so we got a scalar, and let's see if we can post something. Okay, so what do we have? We don't need ID. Let's post welcome. Discount type 1 amount. I'm not sure what does it mean. Let it be. And usage limit, let's send. Okay, so seems like we got a successful response, and we can get all the coupons. Let's see if it works. Okay, so it returns the coupons. After an hour and a little more, we added the API. So let's really do some final things. Maybe let's do this quickly. We have this web application, we have page, we have cart, and we have checkout. So now let's try to add the entry for coupons to the cart page. And also let's ask Copilot to make sure that we have appropriate fields stored in the backend API, because I guess that under the cart page there is a card API or something. Yeah, it's basket API, so we need to store there the coupons as well. And for checkout probably sends the request to the ordering API. So let's start from checkout. basket API as well. Yeah. Okay. So I definitely didn't like the situation that we had with the Sonnet Cloud, because it tried, instead of solving a local problems, it tried to change like the whole solution, did a lot of mistakes because it doesn't work very well with the projects. I think Sonnet Cloud might work quite nicely in a project in the projects where you don't have like strict project files, probably front end technologies, but in .NET where we have, well, at least now we have these solutions, CS proj files. I know that in .NET 10 there will be some attempt to provide project-less solutions, right? But right now we are working in Visual Studio mostly with .NET, and we do need these files. We need to work with those files with the care. While this Copilot, it just works with it like with a regular text file. It does a lot of silly things, a lot of mistakes. Okay, so let's see what we have. So it started changing the card tracer page. Okay, so seems like there is an attempt to fetch the coupon when it is applied and validated. Okay, but does it store it somewhere? Seems like no. Anyway, let's see how it look like. Probably it will not work. I don't believe it will work. Some hard coding. So the quality of the code is very low, as you can see. Where is, okay, so we have on submit. Application. Let's try to buy this red jacket. Okay, so coupon code is not in a shopping bag cart. Okay, anyway, let's try to add something. And it doesn't work. Doesn't work. It just reloads the page. So, and I suspect, so this works, right? This part is working. I suspect this is because of the very specific things that are happening in this Blazor application. I think it is server-side rendered with some pre-rendering mode enabled. So the form should be handled in another way. So let's see how it is handled here. Okay, so it's very scary things. It's not just like it's a regular server-side thing. Okay, let's just copy paste a couple of lines to try to make it working at least. Okay, so enter the coupon. Button type submit. What about here? Okay, button type submit. Value product. Okay. And what else? Yeah, I see here. This is a kind of a hook that catches the form submission attempt and provides a specific server code that will handle a particular action. So maybe this works for us. Okay. Now let's see if it works. Okay. So supplied parameter from form. We need something like that for our coupon. Coupon value. So then we need to coupon value. Studio. Right. Let's see. Input coupon submit, how it is handled here. So there is an input with name update quantity value. So we need here an input. Okay. Probably we need name, and we need to okay. Let's see if it works. Okay, welcome. Okay, still doesn't work. Maybe we need to reload the whole application. Yes, this is a little bit slowly each time to stop and load all the services. So let's make sure that it is working here. Okay, data in chance, hidden handler, like coupon, label, name, number, value. Okay, instead of binary, I guess I can put here a value. Yeah. Button submit. Okay. So I guess this should be working. So the way how this forms are handled on this Blazor application is a little bit specific, but again, this is a real solutions, right? So we all working on real solutions. We know that there are a lot of specific things that we had to do in order to implement particular requirements. It's a good example that the AI tools just doesn't understand. They don't understand the specifics.
Without any hints, yeah.
Even sometimes with hints. Okay, let's try to buy this Epix climbing harness. Okay, check out coupon code. Okay, so it still doesn't work for some reasons. Let me see what is happening when I press it refreshed the whole page, so it doesn't work as it is expected to be working. Okay, so form enhance. Okay, so method post is missed here. We need to edit method post, and also I guess I need to edit here this and hot reload. Let's try to use hot reload. Maybe it will help. Okay, how about now? Okay, so at least I started getting some errors from the application from the HTTP request. So this is because I need to configure the way how I am interacting with the API. So let's see how I should do that. Okay. So the way how this page interacts with the backend, is services, basket item, basket service. Okay, this is probably we can fix and ask to do the following. Okay, not now. So we need to extract this interaction to a separate class. So then I'll be able to configure the way how the calls are happening. Where do we have this basket client? Okay, it's gRPC. What do we have here? We have HTTP client, ordering service. Okay, so this is what we need to do as well for our coupon service. So where do we have coupon service? Coupon service, and here we need coupons API. I was talking we don't need to supply, and we also probably need to do some enhancements in the API in the Aspire dashboard. Where do we have? Yeah. This is identity where we have web app. Yeah. With reference. Cool. On API. And I guess that should be enough to make things working. So this is definitely something that we need to reboot because Aspire need to inject the DNS, right? So probably this is how it is working. So for example, in order to interact from web app to the catalog API, it injects some DNS records. Okay, so what do we have here? First of all, let's skip everything. And what kind of error do we have? is assigned but never used. But it is used, no? It is used here. No? But now. Okay, here we have a validation attempt of the code that we are going to apply. And let's try. Okay. Still incorrect. Okay. Can try to do some debugging. Because I really want to have at least some result and then end up the session.
Should we put base address here? Because
let's see. Well, there was a configuration, and yeah, so base address is missed. But why it is missed? I thought I configured it. Let's see. Let me check one thing. Order in service. So order in service is configured here. I thought I configured base address as well. Well, yeah. Okay. Let's do hard code. Let's do hard code for coupon service. So then we have API, and we also have let's see how we need to call it. Get. We need to add this because without this, the version will not work because we have this extra complexity. Okay. Probably I'll have to make a reboot. Okay, maybe not. Let's try one more time and apply. Okay. So and response. Still not successful status code. Bad request this time. What is happening with my maybe some hints in the output. Okay. Developer exception.
It should be query string.
The required parameter string code was not provided from a query string. Okay. That's interesting. But let's enhance it. Like this. Okay. Let's see how the name. What is the name? Validate. Okay. Probably made some mistakes. Okay, I need to make a string interpolation. now. What's
Looks
wrong?
like body is required, yeah. Maybe just empty.
Okay. Let's write 9 like this. Okay. JSON value could not be converted from system string. Right. I think we need to stop at this point because we're already significantly out of time and we can make some conclusions. So that was quite bad session from the perspective of the results. We saw a lot of complexities and we saw how badly GenAI tools understand existing large solutions. They don't understand the technologies, don't understand the specifics of the project. They could generate some scaffolding, but for now I can see that those tools more or less are working in a local situations where you have a very limited amount of scope. You cannot, well, it's very hard to add large portions of the functionality just by using these GenAI interactions, by using GenAI commands. So there were suggestions to use the Claude, which is more powerful model, but you saw how it failed, and actually it broke a lot of things in the project. So that's my conclusions. That's what I will pick up from this session for myself. And next time I will be a little bit hesitant when in the situations when I will try to promote GenAI tools for each and every solution. This is a good tool, but for now, we still need developer in place to work with complex solutions, and we are not still are going to be replaced by those agents. That's my conclusions. Maybe we used something, maybe we did something wrong, but if we can improve this session, you can suggest we can try one more attempt maybe next time in case if we'll be a little bit better prepared. But well, I think we were prepared. We will get better results. Okay, so for now I think we can wrap up. Thanks everyone for attending.